So this should be coming through roundabout now. We are live. Me hosting this time. Signs and Portens, Session 7. D&D. Shall I just introduce my character anyway, since I'm talking? Yep. Cool. So, I'm not the DM. I am a character of the name of Rorik Craghearth, who is a half-dwarf. He essentially reigns from a series of hills from a clan called Craighearth. Or rather, it should be Craghearth. I put Craighearth. That's going to become a thing, probably. It should be Craghearth. And he's hiding a terrible secret, and not many people know his secret. Although some people do, and they are giving him shady prophecies like "Don't follow the Black Crow, turn your back on your power," and all that weird shit. But yeah, he's currently helping the team track stuff down in the desert, and he thinks he's doing okay, unless he's going delirious from the heat. But he's a stout guy, so we'll see.
Excellent, thank you very much. Now, Jay, you're up next. You're next on my list.
Joy. Okay, right. So I'm Valen Crowsoul. I'm a 4th level archer and adventurer, and all-round good guy. Yeah, I don't really take much notice of prophecy. I haven't actually taken any prophecies off anybody. I don't particularly like. I'm a wild elf, so I don't really recognise human ability. So I'm not really. I'm in it for the money, really. As long as there's money and adventure to be had, I'll be there. As soon as the money dries up, I'll be off. But yeah, no, that's who I am.
Excellent, thank you. Ian, you're on next on my list.
Yep, hi. Ian, playing Sir Bayor of Barston, a knight of a once prolific but now almost extinct order of knights. I am, in fact, the sole survivor, as far as I know. But we shall see. Yeah, I'm accompanying this this group, for want of a better term, and we're on a mission. Let's hope we survive.
You certainly are on a mission. And to the next person on the mission is Becky.
Hi there. So my other half found my favourite beer in a shop. It's Liquid Sex Robot. So I'm getting wankered tonight. Good luck, everyone. Oh, yes, I'm playing a character. It's a wizard, slightly creepy. You'll get to know her. Don't worry. If you're watching, what is this, episode 7? Is it?
It is 7, yes.
Yeah, okay, so this is episode 7. If you don't know who my character is by this point, and you're jumping into the middle of the series, then you're going to be as confused as hell. So I'm assuming if you're watching this, but at this point, you have in fact watched the other 6 episodes, in which case you already know who I am, you know who my character is, and fair play for watching this much D&D 5th edition. So it's because like not a lot of people watch stuff like live streams online. There's like millions of people watching, but there's millions of streams. So, you know, all 3 of you, or 1 usually. Hello, Steve. Hello. Yeah. Anyway, as you can see, it's having good effect already. So I'll let the GM talk.
Thank you very much, all of you. That is a good introduction for characters, but for a point of inspiration, can anybody give us a recap on the game?
No.
I can.
Go on then.
It's a D20 game. There's 13 classes you can choose from. Oh, that's
a little bit more specifically to this game.
Well, the player's handbook. Hold on, you get it.
We're not doing a Wizards of the Coast advert, okay?
Okay, page part 1. So, introduction. Basically, we went through some mountains, had a slight sort of thing with some trolls, which we managed to avoid quite well, I think. We hit a temple where we raised some spirit thing that told us where we need to go to get some sort of round magnetic-y thing, which apparently has something inside that we want, which has got the thing inside that we're looking for. And now we're kind of heading back to where we were, and we're there and back again, to quote a famous Hobbit. And and horses and stuff. And I have no idea what inspiration does, so I'm kind of intrigued. This is the reason I've actually up to this. It's probably not really exciting, actually, so probably won't bother again.
It gives you an advantage roll.
Yeah. Oh, great. Yeah, this is probably the last time I do this.
Give him 2 for that.
So don't stack, but you can have 5.
You can't forward. But yeah, that's pretty much it.
Yep.
From the last section anyway. And as Jay said there, as you're heading north to leave the desert, you spot to the west a cloud of dust rising up, and you're assuming this is from your pursuers that you'd shaken off by your cunning trip down the river and cross country to the pass in earlier episodes. But they seem to have caught up with you now, and as you watch, a smaller cloud, maybe 2 riders, splits away from the main group that keep on coming towards you, and they turn south, heading towards the area where you've just come from. But as you were watching these, I believe one of you looked around and caught a glimpse of a line of riders on camels on a far off, cresting a far off dune, watching you from the distance.
Yeah.
And this is your choice now. You're heading north between these 2 groups of people.
Well, if we pick up the pace, perhaps the 2 groups will fight each other rather than us.
Yeah, because I'm guessing the camel riding group are the people we bumped into at the temple. They had camels, so less camels than they had originally. And the other group are obviously the bad guys who are now heading towards the temple we just came from.
Well, a small portion of them are heading towards the temple. The rest of them are coming straight on towards you still.
Right.
They've obviously been spotted by these people.
Okay.
And they are going to be able to head you off before you reach the mountains.
What's the chance of them 2 people who are heading toward the temple going to be thirsty?
It's entirely possible.
Fill up their water skins while they're there, sort of thing.
They could do. Yeah.
Good.
So what does the group want to do? You're going to keep heading north, trying to avoid all contact, or?
I personally don't see the point of contacting if we don't have to.
Yeah, avoid them at all cost.
Okay. So
I
you.
think it's inevitable that we will be in contact, as it were, sooner or later. Perhaps we should choose our encounter rather than try to sneak through and end up facing everybody.
I agree. It's a desert. I'm surprised they haven't seen us already.
Well, they have. They're riding toward us.
Yes.
The only trouble with it is that if we're between 2 possible enemies, we're kind of going to be flanked, aren't we? Because if these guys who actually are looking for us, or looking for the thing we're looking for, come at us, and then they attract the attention of the camel people, and they come after us, then
We have a choice, I think.
my friends.
I believe we have a choice to either ride towards those coming toward us now, or to ride towards the camel people and try to use them as protection. But of course, we have no idea what reception we would get. I'll leave that choice up to you. I don't feel qualified to make it.
Phil,
Wasn't the problem with people last week was because they were cat people and they were the opposite tribe, and the chances are they'd probably kill us because we were there.
They were warning us to leave, and we told them that we were worshippers of the temple.
Yeah, but the reason was because you reckoned that they wouldn't accept us because you were in the group.
Yes.
So if they were saying ones, there were chances that may still be the case.
Are you headed north during this time? Are you still moving? Or are you stopped still? You are, yeah. Okay.
I'm riding on.
There's a very real chance that it would be problematical for me personally, but it might be better for you to be surrounded by numbers.
don't know. I mean, if we're going through the same path we came through, we could always ambush them.
What you were
No,
doing, you decided to go a different route. You came in through the pass,
Right,
which is
right.
to the east of where you are at the moment. You were going to go back a different way, not to run into these people coming through the pass. That's what you said. So you're going to go on the route over the mountain.
So can we surmise that if they get to a temple, discover that what we've discovered is already gone, they may come after us. But as we've got the head start, then we could actually get ahead of them and set an ambush.
Well, they have split into two groups. There's some going to the temple and some coming towards you.
Oh, right.
So effectively, there's three groups: one watching you, one riding towards you, and one riding away from you.
And how much of a head start we got on the group that's running towards us?
You've got a few hours. I mean, but they will you will coincide at some point. They're riding. You're going north, and you're just going to intersect because you're doing that effectively.
Well,
They'll get to us before we get to the pass.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So it's whether they're going to be aggressive or not. So if we do have, like the cat suggests, if we have at least some potential allies, we could at least sound them out. So yeah, let's have a word with these camel people.
You can see the guys to the east at the moment because the higher ground is actually to the west at the moment. So you're slightly higher than the people to the east. They're on a lot flatter, harder ground. It's building away to you to the west to dunes. It gets slowly higher and higher. That's how these people on the west can see you easily, and then you can see the guys in the east.
all right.
So as you're moving north, the people coming from the east are adjusting their trajectory to intercept you. But the people on the west, on the dune, are just paralleling you. They're just following you up, keeping the distance at the moment.
Well, let me try something then, and I'll wheel my horse away and begin riding towards them with a single hand raised.
Okay, they will actually stop. And one will turn the camel towards you and ride out towards you.
All right. Meet him somewhere in the middle.
Obviously, he's on the camel. He's quite a lot higher than you. He seems to be pretty well wrapped up head to toe. It's you would think in this sort of temperature it would be really uncomfortable, but he is quite wrapped. He sort of like holds his hand up to you.
Greetings.
Hello.
Have we met before?
No, we have not met, but you declined my first invitation.
It was yourself then. Well, I apologise for that.
We were trying to warn you.
Yes.
But, we would have stayed to help, but we were attacked by the guardian beast of the temple. It doesn't normally awaken during the day, but something disturbed it.
Okay. Well, I apologise.
And then when we were attending one of our people that fell sick, we were attacked and we had to retreat.
No doubt you probably surmised we got what we came for.
Well, that is what we were warning you against. There's great evil in that temple. You should not have disturbed it.
Well, the evidence is, yeah. Incidentally, I'll turn around and gesture out at the riders approaching. See those people over there? I do believe they may mean us and indirectly
There's
ourselves
great
somehow.
evil in that temple.
I wonder if you could perhaps offer any aid in manpower, or perhaps do you have a better route which may take us to the mountains?
He looks past you. He looks past you at the dust and patches. It doesn't seem you have much time. We can lead you to a safe area, but we are not going to become part of your squabble.
That's fine. Any assistance would be grateful, considering the pain we've caused you. I apologise again on that matter.
You'd better follow us, he says. He sort of wheels his camel around and rides back to his group and starts talking to them.
Okay, I'll whistle the rest of it.
We'll suddenly look around like, what?
Caca.
So, you're going over?
I tighten up the shrouds that cover my body and readjust the mask, making sure it's firmly on, and my head starts looking. I start looking down toward the ground more than I normally do.
Okay, as you ride over, you get a few glances from the other people on camels. They don't pay much attention to you. They talk amongst themselves for a while. And then the guy that was talking to Sir Bayor turns and says, "You will follow us. We will take you to a hidden place in the foothills, hopefully to avoid your enemies. As I said, we will not take part in your squabble, but once they have passed, you may choose the route that you wish to."
Seems fair to me. What say you, Rorik? Balin?
I will say that the people we are avoiding are after the same thing we are, except they intend to use it for evil, whereas we're trying to keep it from. So it's in our best interests and yours to basically keep what we have out of their hands.
One of the people next to the guy that's talking says something in a language you don't understand, and he nods and he says, "Yes, it is written that everybody believes that, but such a thing cannot be used at all for anything apart from evil."
Well, this is what we're trying to do. See, we're trying to keep them. This thing needs a partner, needs a twin, and if these two twins get together, then the chances are they'll be most powerful. But we're trying to keep them apart, so that never happens.
Yes, everyone knows the story of the twin stars, but yes, you cannot ever let them meet.
No, exactly. Whereas that other group, I'll point behind me, exactly what they want to do is make them meet. And we're trying to stop that from happening, basically.
And he says, you have not seen the other star, have you? It is
We know where it
reported
is. We know where it is, and we know where these people are from, which is exactly why we know, what they want it for.
Anyway, he says,
Seen it.
"You better come with us. We tarry too long," and he will lead you across the dunes, and you'll follow the sort of the lower side of the dunes north for quite a way, and even Rorik quite soon gets twisted and turned about as they lead you through the dunes. Then, Kat, you sort of notice after a while one of the people where it seems to be glancing back at you quite often.
Yeah, I keep my face down and try not to make any kind of eye contact at all. I check my banded shroud occasionally, and my wrappings.
And he'll
Very
suddenly sort of
self-conscious.
spur forward and ride up to the front of the column and talk to the guy that was talking to Sir Bayor earlier on. And he'll stop. He won't stop, but he'll look back the column. But you all carry on.
I'm right in thinking these are all tabaxi, right?
They are tabaxi, yeah. They're pretty covered up at the moment. They've got all you can really see are their eyes. at the moment, and probably their hands. Yeah, you ride north for maybe a couple of hours, and occasionally one of these tabaxi camel riders will break off and go and check on the position of the other riders, and you'll come back and report, and your course will change a little bit. But soon you see the hills, and quite a lot of boulders appear up in front of you, and behind that the mountains loom up quite suddenly. They lead you through quite a complicated maze of boulders and into a small cave that's quite out of sight of the actual desert itself. Inside this cave is cool, it is fairly dark, and you can see that there are some packs already stored here. This is obviously a place of refuge on these people's travels. And the guy will dismount and say, "Please come inside from the heat of the sun."
Is there room for the horses in there?
Yes, you will have to bring everything in, he says, if you want to remain obscured from sight.
Very good. Well,
So there's actually a rope line already set up inside the cave to tie horses or camels and stuff to. This floor starts off sandy, goes a bit pebbly, and then rock a bit further in.
okay. Well, even though they've been really, really good to us, kind to us so far, hospitable, my hand is not too far from the hilt of my sword. I'm still on alert.
These people are fairly well armed themselves. They have bows and they have some swords, and you've seen some daggers around. So they are fairly well armed themselves.
But they do seem genuinely helpful, which give them the benefit of the doubt.
Sure. So he said, "Please come in and then take a place in the cave. We'll get some food ready, prepared in a few minutes, and if you will, you can eat with us if you like."
Thank you.
Kind of you.
In fact, we could share some of ours with you.
He says, "Can I have your names, please?"
I am Sabaya. Recently, of a place beyond the mountains.
I assumed you all were, he said. And they actually seem to be ignoring Cat at the moment. Just when they say all, you can see they referencing everyone but Cat at the moment. They don't seem to be looking at her or referencing her at all. So he says, "Yes, my name is Torak. I am chief of the tribe."
What tribe is that?
"Please come and sit." And you see the people busy themselves.
Na, 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 na.
Still there.
I know, I'm just seeing if I can save it. I think we'll have to make a new one.
Almost certainly by this point.
Yeah, okay.